You are now listening to
Chakras and Shotguns. Welcome to Chakras and Shotguns, the podcast that guides you on a journey of spiritual development and personal preparedness. I'm Jen, a former lawyer, now entrepreneur, and yoga instructor.
And I'm Mick, a marketer, shaman, and prepper. You often hear in the holistic healing spaces that we need to get more in touch with our body. We need to find that place, those little signals that can clue us into our intuition. But how exactly do we do that? What are some exercises or techniques that we can use to really help us get in touch with our bodies?
But before we get into that, have you checked out our merch store? It's on chakrasandshotguns.com. We just added Raindrop Crop Top, a crop top hoodie. That is amazing. I love it. It's so soft and ooey gooey on the inside. And we also have a crew neck sweatshirt that I love, love, love. So if you would like to have some Chakras and Shotguns merch, a mug, a journal, a hat, go ahead and go to chakrasandshotguns.com.
All right, let's begin as we always do with a breathwork meditation to put us into a mindful place. All right, I'm leading today's breathwork. Go ahead and get yourself in a comfortable position. If you're able to, you can lie down. We're going to do a targeted muscle group exercise. It involves applying tension to a certain area and then releasing. We're going to focus on 3 different areas. First, let's start with a couple of nice, slow, deep breaths to just ground us in our space. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose, filling up your belly with air. Hold at the top, and a nice, slow exhale. Let's do that one more time. In through the nose. Fill your belly up with air. Hold at the top. And do a nice, slow exhale through your mouth. The first group we're going to target, first muscle group that we're going to target, is our jaw. Hold a lot of tension in the jaw. And so we're going to apply a little bit of tension, breathe, and then release that. So start by opening your jaw as wide as you can, applying some tension, feeling those muscles contract. Just stay there for about 5 seconds while breathing through your nose. And now release. Keeping your awareness on your jaw as you release. Feeling those muscles disengage. Now I want you to move your awareness down to your abdomen. And I want you to suck in your stomach, contract those abs, and hold that for 5 seconds. Keeping your awareness on your stomach muscles. Now slowly release the tension in your abdomen. Keeping your awareness there, staying mindful of that sensation. And we'll end with our hands. So clench both your fists. Clench them as tight as you can without hurting yourself. Feel that tension. Breathe into it. Hold it for 5 seconds. slowly release. Just feel that sensation as you release that tension in your hands. Continuing to breathe. All right. We'll move on with the rest of the show.
Thanks, Mick. That was amazing. Let's get into the main topic. We're talking about dropping in and being more conscious of our bodies and like, what does that mean, right? So, you know, especially in Western culture, you might say that we think about our bodies a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of focus on aesthetics, right? How we look, how much we weigh, how fit we are, and even like what we put in our bodies. Like there's a million diets, right? Vegan, paleo, keto, intermittent fasting. What kind of vitamins are you taking? What kind of supplements are you taking, right? Like there's a whole section of TikTok where it's just like people talking about supplements. And so there's this really big focus on how can I make my body more functional for me? How can I make it more efficient, right? That there's definitely like a focus like that out there, but it definitely feels like a one-sided conversation, right? I'm telling my body what to do.
Yeah, I think what was really interesting about what you said is we do a lot of thinking about our body.
Exactly.
Right? And not necessarily listening and feeling our body, right? And I think one of the things I've seen a lot when I do Reiki sessions with folks, right, is there's a lot of overactivity in the head area where we're doing a lot of living up in our thinking center, right? We're spending so much of our energy and our awareness up top and not really like experiencing the rest of our body, right? So,
which I think leads in nicely to human design, right? And that's also like an indictment of our culture, right? It's like, think your way through this.
Yep.
How smart are you? How clever are you to get through this problem and think through like your obstacles or your goals or your education or what you're trying to achieve. It's like think. And we live surrounded by people who don't feel, who don't have empathy, who don't understand their own emotions. We're not a feeling culture, right?
Yeah.
And so to tie that into human design, when you look at all of the different types, and specifically the authority, which is how you are supposed to make your personal decisions, like what is the driving force within your design that helps you make those decisions, a very, 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 very small minority of people have the authority where they need to think it through.
Yeah.
It's a tiny number of the population.
Yeah. If you're new to listening to us and you had absolutely no idea what Jim was talking about, human design is a system of organizing people, essentially. It provides a roadmap for how you can understand your energy in your body and how you can make decisions that align with your energy type. And so we've done a whole series on human design that you can go back and listen to if you want more information on that, or you can just Google human design and find out what your chart is. Jen does personalized chart readings. So that's what human design is about.
Thank you for that additional context.
No problem.
I'm going to blame my Aquarius sun for being up in the clouds and just jumping into that. So thank you. But yeah, like, so the vast majority of people have authority that is somewhere else in their body, right? Generators, manifesting generators, their authority is sacral. It's this hell yes, hell no type of decision making, right? They feel it in their gut. It's guttural, right? Yeah. It's like, yes, I want to do that, right? I have splenic authority, which is very intuitive. And it's like this little whisper and just this inner knowing that guides me. Some people, it's their ego, which you would think is your brain, but it's not. It's really like, what's your heart's desire and what would make you the most happy in that situation? So there are different types of authorities. And basically, if you have one takeaway, if you know nothing else about human design, and you have one takeaway after listening to this episode, is that we're not supposed to be thinking all the time. We're supposed to be using our body to intuitively move throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then that also gets you into your intuition. If you're not connected to your feelings, to your body, how your body feels, you're just in your head all the time. And you're thinking through things and probably overthinking through things. Where's your gut instinct?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we hear all these stories, especially with women a lot of times, because we can be conditioned to be polite in certain situations. And we'll say like, oh, well, that would be really rude if I don't let this person, if I don't hold the door open for this person into my apartment complex. Surprise, they're a robber. Like, but your gut instinct was screaming at you, danger, danger.
Mm-hmm.
But we can be so, and I'm not saying women, that's just an example, but we can be so disconnected from our body, that tingling sensation, that queasiness, right? Like, it's not just gas, girl. That man is not for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our intuition, like from an evolution standpoint, are the warning bells that tell us when there's danger around, or even when something is right for us. And so we have to honor that. We can't always think through it. Our body is picking up on signals that we're not even aware of all of the time.
Yeah.
I was looking into fight or flight the other day, and how that survival mechanism from like way back in the day has evolved into like our stress hormones now.
Mm-hmm.
But they specifically cited, it was a Harvard article, they specifically cited how people will get this like superhuman strength or jump out of the way of like a moving car before they really consciously are aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And just like knowing the signals that your body is taking all the time when you're not even consciously aware.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone and say, body, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Body, yada, 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 yada. Anyway. And the last thing I'll say about connecting with your body is this connection to your higher self, which is kind of like a partner to your overall intuition. We've talked about higher self a little bit, maybe, in different episodes. We've never done an episode. Maybe we should do an episode on the higher self. But just imagine like if what you knew now, you could go and tell yourself when you were 10. That's your higher self that sees the full landscape of your life and knows what's best for you. And connecting with your body, going within, being still, turning your brain off can allow you to connect to a deeper wisdom than anything that you can pick up from a book.
Yeah, I think it took me a while to get to this place that I'm able to kind of tap in with my body and really hear a lot of these messages. It takes time, it takes patience, but if you follow some of these things that we're going to go over, you can have a similar experience as us.
Yeah, it's a muscle for sure. All right, so you're like, cool, I need to drop into my body, got it. But how do I do that? We're going to run through 5 things that you can do to help you get into a place where you're better able to tap in.
All right, so first up on Mick and Jen's 5 things. You should look to incorporate some body awareness exercises. So a couple of techniques that you can try. One is progressive muscle relaxation and another is autogenic training. Now, progressive muscle relaxation consists of targeting specific muscle groups, tensing them, and then releasing them. The common muscles include the forehead, jaw, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, abdomen, glutes, legs, and feet. And guess what? If you participated in our breathwork meditation, you've already had a little practice at doing some progressive muscle relaxation. Now, a full PMR session, as they call it, can go an hour if you really go through each and every muscle in your body that you can tense and relax. So we gave you a nice little mini session. But feel free you can Google some YouTube videos. There are folks who can guide you on much longer sessions as well.
It's giving head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But I like it. Also, a moment of vulnerability. I think I intuitively have been doing this in some way in moments where I'm feeling very anxious. I might clench my hands and then let them go and like do this like sensation, or I'll probably like touch myself somewhere on my body. I think I'm like, my body's like, be aware of me and get out of your head and get more back into your body.
Touch my body.
Okay. I'm trying to be vulnerable. You over here
My bad.
turning it into sex.
Anyway.
Next up, autogenic training. This is still the first tip. But autogenic training is a relaxation technique first published by the German psychiatrist Johannes Heinrich Schultz in 1932. The technique involves repetitions of a set of visualizations accompanied by vocal suggestions that induce a state of relaxation and is based on passive concentration of bodily perceptions like heaviness, warmth of limbs, and is facilitated by self-suggestions.
I just want to add to either of these techniques, so the PMR and the autogenic training, you can enhance these by including some journaling about the body sensations that you're feeling. So it's encouraged to do that so you can kind of track what you're experiencing over time.
Tip number 2. At the risk of being a broken record here at Chakras and Shotguns, you got to meditate. Isn't that what John Witherspoon said? It's a key part of being in touch with your body. In the past, we've done body scan meditations at the start of some of our episodes. And what that would involve is focusing your attention on different parts of your body. Usually we start tips of your toes and you slowly scan up your body until you get to the crown of your head. And as you're doing that, you're acknowledging any tension or discomfort. And one thing I really love about body scan meditations or just doing a body scan in general is that you don't have to address it. You don't have to say, oh my gosh, my knee hurts. Let me go get some Bengay. It's information. You just notice it. You acknowledge it. You move on. Whenever I do body scans on myself, of course, I can only do them on myself.
You can scan my body. If you want to.
Whenever I do my body scans, I try to take my time and really focus my awareness on each body part. Because I think we're like, oh, think about your ankle. And it's like, no, bring your awareness solely to your ankle, not your ankle and your grocery list, just your ankle. And, what does your ankle feel like? Does it feel tight? Do you need to, maybe do a little rotation and shake out something that's, sticky there? I find that I hold a lot, maybe like in my legs. I'll think I'm fully relaxed. And then I'll say like, you can relax that a little bit more. And then realize that I am still holding, I'm clenching, even if it's just a small amount. And when you fully let that go and you sink a little bit deeper and you relax a little bit more and you allow your body to just rest and be, I think we're not aware of this, like, maybe not everybody, but this low level of holding that we're doing all of the time and we're used to it. And that's our normal, but you're not fully at rest.
Yeah. I think body scans are great as an alternative, something, you may think that scanning your entire body sounds daunting at first. So an alternative thing that I like to do, something that I learned in Reiki training, actually, it is a simple meditation where I place my hands in prayer pose and I place my hands like really close to my face so that I can feel the exhale, the air coming out of my nose or my mouth on my fingertips. And I essentially place all of my awareness on that sensation that I'm feeling of the breath hitting my fingertips. And I just stay there, just focusing on that sensation and just cluing into that, just that one point on my body. And it really sharpens you to this like very acute awareness to a very specific piece of your body. So you can start there if doing the full body scan is like, feels a little bit overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. What I really like about that one is that you can also become aware if your breast stank.
Okay, so all right. Tip number 3, folks. Let's take some time to explore your 5 senses. This could take on a number of forms. You can go into a meditation where you set the intention of like, I want to observe everything in my surroundings. I've done this like in yoga studios where they've asked us to like pay attention to the lights from the street lights outside, or when it's at night, right? Like when the light's shining in, or listen to the sound of traffic going by on the street, right? Like taking in with each of our senses all of the information that's around us. You can even do this in nature when it's like nice and quiet, but all you can hear is like the hum of bugs, or, you know, the passing of wind on the tree leaves, right? So yeah, it's just like a really way of tuning into your senses, which can then help you get tuned into your body, right? When you're fully immersed in your senses.
I feel like that's also a prepper tip.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Like on one end of the spectrum, I feel like a lot of people are not body aware, especially being a parent. Like you see how toddlers are just not aware of their bodies. They're just flailing all over the place, hitting walls, hitting people, rolling up on people. It's also some adults like that. Yeah. Or just not aware of like the limits of their body. That's on one end of the spectrum. And then also on the other end, like just not aware of like the weird person that walks in a room that's like scoping out the place and like is about to rob the bank. Like, we're just not paying attention.
Yeah, it goes back to our situational awareness episode that we did a while back. I'll just add to that real quick. Another way in which you can practice like really getting in tune with your senses is practicing what's called mindful eating. It's just where like while you're eating, you're not just kind of mindlessly snacking or mindlessly putting food in your mouth. You are really like immersed in each bite. You're savoring the taste, the texture, the smell of each morsel of food that you're consuming. So it's like a really simple yet immersive way to like tap into your senses.
Sound kind of erotic.
Get your mind back in the game.
Next up, number 4, body positive self-talk. So you want to cultivate a positive relationship with your body through self-compassion and self-love. You want to challenge negative self-talk and judgments that you're making about your body, and really approach your body as like your brain and your body are working together to live out this existence, this life, right? And so like, you just gonna talk shit to your partner like that? So affirmations, positive self-talk can really help you appreciate your body and its capabilities. We saw it, this was on, it was like Goop. It was like a Goop docuseries, but it was about sex, but it's on Netflix. I'll put it in the show notes. But there was a woman, a Black woman out of Atlanta, I believe, who did this type of mirror work where she would have her clients stand fully naked in front of a full-length mirror and talk to their bodies and talk about the things that they loved about their bodies. And one thing that I found that really spoke to me is she was talking to her body, and I think she was talking about her stomach in particular. And I had already had at least one kid by then, and she was talking to her belly, and I say belly in like the yoga way. But she was talking to her belly and was like, this belly grew children. I love this belly because it helped me give life. Yeah. And just thinking through how you can talk to those body parts that you may not really like about yourself, and how you can show those parts of you gratitude. So like most women who have experienced pregnancy and who may have things about their body after having children that they might not like, or even, you know, after weight gain or after an incident or whatever, I've tried to start speaking to my stomach where I have like stretch marks from growing 2 children. And I do this while I put lotion on. So I give myself a little massage and I'm like, thank you for housing my children and helping them grow and giving them space. And honestly, I've seen an improvement in my skin. It's all glowy. So just, trying to think through that. I heard in a yoga class one time, she had us look at our feet, the soles of our feet. And she was like, these feet have been with you for every step that you have taken. Even if that's in like the metaphorical sense. So just thinking about your body is like, this body has been on a journey with me every single moment.
I love that. All right. So the last tip we'll share is getting bodywork treatments. So regular therapeutic treatments can help you really tune into your body by relieving tension, promoting deeper relaxation, and really just encouraging that deeper understanding of how your body feels and how it responds to touch. We did a great episode 88 with McKenna Anderson, who is a specialist in myofascial release. And that's one therapy that I would definitely recommend you guys checking out. It can really help you to tune into your body. Reiki is another more subtle, energetic way to help you kind of relieve that tension and also get you in touch with your body as well. So feel free to check out a Reiki master near you, or, you can hit me up. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting some body work done. What do you think about body work, Jen?
I love body work. I'm a huge advocate for massage. I love massage. And it's like a more physical way to allow you to release and let go and, get all of that out.
Yeah.
All the tension and the stress. Of course, yoga, which somebody's not necessarily working on you. You're doing the body work yourself. You're stretching, you're strengthening, you're finding space, right? You're lengthening. Restorative yoga is great. It's like really great for deep stretching. Yin is amazing for body awareness because you're doing these holds and you might be uncomfortable, but you should never be in pain. And the key to yin yoga is to find your personal edge, which no teacher can tell you where that is. They are not experiencing your body. They cannot tell you that you've gone too far or that you can go further. So it really, and these are long holds. These are 3 to 5 minute holds each pose. So it really forces you to sit in it, listen to your body. When your body's like, ooh, back off, and really better develop that relationship.
Got it.
Well, that's all, folks. I'm about to get up out of here. Friendly reminder, go get you one of them crop hoodies. You know you want one.
Let your belly out.
Get your belly out. I got my belly out. So that's on chakrasandshotguns.com. Definitely go check that out.
And finally, as always, guys, if you're loving this show, please subscribe and give us 5 stars wherever you listen.
Namaste.